Hello everyone, Princess Casserole here, and I'm here with a little bit different of a video. I've had a couple of people ask me about how I do my jewelry repair, and so I wanted to do that in this video. So I'm going to talk about two different glues here. This is one of the things I'm going to repair, and I found these when I was harvesting some of my stones from things that were broken. I usually only harvest from something that is irreparable. So there's two glues that are really popular for repair. And one of them is this GS Hypo Cement. I have heard that it comes in a box that is yellow and one that is white. So some don't exactly look like this, but I've heard that they're all legit. So if you look on here, it says pinpoint precision for jewelry, beading, hobbies, watch crystals, optics, industrial applications. So I've never used this and had something fall out. And what I've heard about this glue, again, I haven't been doing jewelry repair long enough to know this, but that this won't yellow, where this next one could yellow and could eat through some of the metal. So this is what I use to do rhinestones like this one. The other is E6000. This stuff is way better than super glue. It won't, glue your fingers together where you can't get them apart anymore. It's a little bit gloopier than super glue, so you can nicely place it exactly where you want to. I think you're supposed to wear gloves with both of these. I'm going to be unsafe today and not, but they both have agents that are carcinogens. So I would recommend wearing gloves or some kind of safety equipment when you are working with these glues, because they are really strong. They're no joke. So, but they really work. First thing I'm going to do is repair this cross. Again, I saw this in my last bag. I thought it was really a neat piece, kind of Madonna-esque, and so I thought that was really cool. So that's what it looks like, and right there is where it is missing, and here is my stone. Again, I got it. You want to make sure that the foil is mostly, as much as you can, still there when you harvest the stones, when you're going to glue something like this, because it won't look right otherwise. You'll be able to see the glue marks. So there's one thing that's really great and also really kind of not great about this glue, and I will show you when I take it off. There is a really tiny little hole that this pin goes into. So this glue is great because it doesn't really dry out. It is a more expensive glue. You can get it at Michael's, Joann's, use the coupon, download the app. But you should be able to get it there, or you can get it on Amazon. So what I do is this will come out at the top, and it is really pinpointed, so I just put it in there. Hard part is getting that needle back in there in the glue. So I just put a tiny bit in there. I usually take my fingers and place it like that. Use my nails. Or some kind of blunt object to push it in and make sure it is sitting the way that you want it to. So you can see all of them, they kind of stick out a tiny bit. So you want to kind of look at it from all angles. and kind of make sure it fits, make sure it looks uniform with the other ones. It might be a tiny bit big, but I think it looks pretty similar enough. There's another one right here that looks pretty much exactly like it. And then that's it. Just leave it overnight and that'll be good. So one of the other things you want to make sure that you do first is this was a lovely brooch that I got from Miss Gina, and it was missing, I think there's two missing. There's one here and one here. So before you glue, I know I forgot to tell you with the other one, make sure that you measure first before you glue your stone in. So I found this one, it looked like something that would match. I need it here. So again, I usually just use my fingers, and you want to put it in there and make sure it looks right before you glue it in there. So it looks perfect. Now I'm going to take it out. And so one of the hard parts is remembering which stone it is too, because sometimes, you know, it just looks so perfect and you've put it in there, I forget which one it is. And you don't want to lose these stones because some of them are really tiny. So again, I'm going to use my hypo cement. And this tip is so nice. It is so precise. So it's really easy to get in there. So there, that's all you need. Just a teeny tiny little bit. So again, I use my fingers and put it in there. Because once you put it in, the glue could come out. So I'm going to use my nail. I would normally use the toothpick though, the end of the toothpick to kind of push it in a little bit. So see, this is also where some of the glue yellowed. So that's kind of what we're talking about, is the with the yellowing, that this E6000 isn't supposed to get as much of, or the hypo cement isn't supposed to get as much of the yellowing. And you don't want to put a lot of glue in there either, because that's also when that happens. You put a lot of glue in there, you smush it out, and then there's glue everywhere. So I checked for this one with the jewelry group, and this is just something that I use a lot. It is a toothpick. I'm going to show you two times where I use this tool. And I asked in the Facebook group what they would suggest to gluing this cabochon back on here with. And this is a plastic, and it looks like this. It's pretty cool. I thought the setting was different. It's kind of like nature, looks kind of like acorns. So this one is not as nice as the other one in how it comes out. I like to get these E6000s in the small little tubes, because these do have a tendency to come out somewhere weird sometimes if there's any perforation. If it's dried at all in the cap, it'll try to come out of somewhere else. So I get the little tubes because this is also expensive. Again, you can get E6000 at Michael's and Joann's, Hobby Lobby, all of that. So what I'm going to do is actually use, because this is kind of goopy, I'm going to use the toothpick to place it. You don't have a toothpick, those wooden skewers, kebab skewers work. A needle, a sewing needle, anything like that that you can take a goop of this glue and place it. This is most likely not going to fall off for years and years and years. And I'm just going to go all the way around with it. Okay. And you always want to put the cap right back on because, like I said, this stuff, I've used this a couple times, so it's a little bit goopier, but when it is new, it just shoots out like Niagara Falls. So you want to make sure, number one, this is something easy, that you are gluing it the way you want it. So the lady's head is going to be up top so I can wear the brooch towards top. And just place it in. And you want to make sure you're pushing. This one again is a cabochon, so it's kind of easier to do. Like I said, I never use this with rhinestones. Another thing that works for the stones is a pencil eraser to push it in. You don't have to do it really hard. You just want to make sure that, you know, it's not just sitting above the glue, that everything's kind of where you want it to be. Again, check it from all angles, see what it looks like. Is there any glue gooping out in the back? Doesn't seem to be. I don't see any glue gooping out of the sides because you'll want to fix that now while you have a chance. And that's it. Simple as that. She's glued back together. And I'm sure you guys can see kind of how much easier this is to work with than super glue, because super glue, it just works too fast too. So if anything happens and I needed to take this apart, and you know, maybe I didn't want it this way, I wanted it turned around, just take it off now, because it takes a little bit to glue. It is not quite like super glue. And one of the other things people have asked me about is re-enameling things. I got this, I thought, really cute. It's a brooch. It says Czechoslovakia up there. And it's just a really cute brooch. There was some green. There's still a tiny bit. I took my toothbrush and I brushed the face because to me this looks like a nice milk glass face, and I really liked it. And there was some glue because I don't know why. I don't know if maybe somebody had originally glued the watch hands down or what. So when I was scrubbing with the toothbrush, I scrubbed too hard and I scrubbed some of the enamel off. So I knew I had this upstairs, and this is Testers enamel. You can get this I've only found this at Michael's. I think some states don't sell it in stores, and you can't, like I think in Europe, you can't get this. There's a lot of warnings on it. It's flammable. That it's also cancerous. Again, you'll see those on all of these glues too. So again, if you're doing this a lot, I would certainly wear gloves. So this will separate out and you'll have clear and like the color at the bottom. So you need to shake it up really hard and show you what it looks like. It's pretty cool actually for the bronze one. They're not all bronze like this. They don't all look like that. This one's just really pretty. I actually used the toothpick. To do this, fine precision work like this, I think the toothpick works just fine. So I just did little dabs. Like that. This was a bit easier because there's always already kind of slots in the cabochon here. But you can use a brush too. But again, I just find for some of the small stuff like that, a toothpick is nice because it doesn't move very much and it's very precise on where you want to put it. So that's what it looks like. And, you know, if I'm going to sell any of these, all of these actually, I will disclose that, you know, this one was reglued and this one I redid the watch face, and this one of the stones was repaired, just because you don't want to be dishonest in your listings. But otherwise, I mean, I love this brooch and I don't want to just throw it away or donate it or anything like that. And this watch face is older. I think it's from maybe the 50s. It's mid-century and it's really cool. I like it a lot. So I don't also want to have that ruined either, but I don't like doing anything that's really going to change the look of something vintage. So this is what it looked like before, and this is what it's going to look like now. So hopefully it should look pretty similar to if I would have just bought it. And same thing with this. So again, this kind of reminds me of the 80s, something Madonna would wear. I like it a lot. I think it's fashion forward, so I wouldn't want to just have to throw it out or use it to get the stones out of for one little stone that was missing. I hope this was helpful. Again, these are just the things that I've kind of picked up over the time. You can use tweezers to do this too with the smaller ones. I always just usually use my finger. I think there's also special things to pick up the rhinestones with. And I do sometimes I'll use a paintbrush to do the enamel work. If it's a big cabochon, I'm just always going to use a toothbrush or a toothpick, because now I can just throw this away. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about cleaning it, because with the enamel, you want to make sure you wash your brushes right away, or you're going to have to throw your brushes out. So I hope this video was helpful. Please comment down below if you have any other ideas that you want me to do for a video that's a little bit different than my normal ones. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Please share with anyone else that might find this video helpful. And I will see you all in my next video. Thank you. Bye.